Today we are talking to the Honorable Ambassadors of France and Germany और हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि इनसे कुछ सीखने की कोशिश करें. Excellency, now tell us about your experience in Pakistan. How do you see Pakistan now?
Well, that's a tall order. I have to say I came only in September, so I'm still, let's say, in a learning phase. But I'm trying to catch up. I haven't seen that much of this beautiful country, other than Mark, who is a veteran of the good cause, so to say. You know, you have to do all this diplomatic decorum. I mean, you have to submit your letters of credentials. Then you have to visit, you know, the important ministers. You know, the main figures of the establishment, and so on and so forth. So I was for some time bound here in Islamabad, but I traveled already to Lahore. I tried to Faisalabad. Next week I'm going to Karachi. So as I said, I'm catching up. So far, I have to say, this is an absolutely fascinating and intriguing country. I'm totally, I would even say, mesmerized by this, how to put that, unity in diversity. I mean, I find on the one hand there is this, the national anthem. There is one, I think there is a mentioning of kind of political unity in the brotherhood of the people, which I find is very telling about the aspiration of this country. It's a very, on the one hand, a unified country. On the other, it's a very diverse country. And I always, in all my career, I was much attracted to these countries where there is this dichotomy between unity and diversity, and how countries cope with that. And I'm very much looking forward to the next months and years to come. And apart from that, wonderful people, wonderful landscape, splendid, splendid food.
What about food? What about food?
Food, wonderful.
Wonderful. What is your favorite food in Pakistan?
Well, what should I say? I mean, I have to say, I do not want to be too
specific,
partial and partisan here, but I was quite recently in Lahore, and I have to say Punjabi food is splendid.
Okay.
But again, I haven't seen the other part of the countries. Perhaps I have to
when you will go to Karachi,
position.
When you
if you invite us in 2 years' time, again,
okay.
I'll let you know. Perhaps Belush cuisine is even better.
Yes, the Baluch cuisine is good, and the Peshawari food is also good. The Karachi biryani, you must taste Karachi biryani. Yes. And you have, Excellency, completed more than 2 years in Pakistan.
2 years,
so you,
yes.
Three? No. Two, more than 2 years. So, can you tell us what is your favorite Pakistani food?
I have to be careful.
Careful?
I have to be careful with my weight. So no, what I like very much halwa puri.
Halwa puri.
I like this, you know, this sort of big thing that inflates when you put it into oil. It's wonderful.
Okay.
So this is for breakfast. I like very much beef nihari and palak paneer as well. These are my favorites.
Beef nihari and palak paneer.
Yeah, and there's also the halwa with carrots that are
gajar ka halwa.
Yes, this is very good.
Yes. Okay, and what about the Pakistani music?
Well, I mean, it is something that is quite fascinating. I've been given the opportunity many times to attend concert, Qawwali, Ghazal, etc. It is so diverse. So fascinating that you are invited at a friend's place, and all of a sudden he said, "Oh, I brought a musician," and then he starts with the harmonium, singing, etc. But we have a specific relationship with one cultural outlet here in Lahore, which is Piruz Cafe, Rafi Pier Theatre, And last September or beginning of October, we organized a Sufi music concert at the residence of France to celebrate this partnership with a local group that is really organizing beautiful cultural events in Lahore. And so we celebrated this, but not later than last week with Saeed Jamal Shah to bid farewell to one of our colleagues. And again, he invited a group and he sang himself. So it's, you know, music is really part of life here. And it's a very spiritual music.
So you are enjoying Pakistani music here. So do you agree that the security situation in Pakistan is improving day by day?
Of course, not only I agree, but I draw consequences of this, and we have improved our travel advisory already twice since I'm here. So it's more open now for tourists to come, and I'm very hopeful that in the coming month we'll relax further our travel advisory, because it's very true that the security situation has improved dramatically, not only in 3 years, but in 5 years. You can see this. So when you're in Pakistan, you feel absolutely safe. I've been visiting many places here, and I've got a feeling of a very safe place. I've not been everywhere, but everywhere I go, I'm comfortable. I've been in countries where you wouldn't feel that safe in my previous years. So I can tell you from experience that in Pakistan, I feel very safe.
And Excellency, what's your short experience of 3 months in Pakistan about the security situation?
Well, I can only subscribe to what the French ambassador just said. I think security has significantly improved. There are still some spots where it's perhaps still, where there is a way to go. But all in all, I would agree with the assessment that security has been on the mend, clearly, and we also somehow revised our security advice to German citizens quite recently.
So if, Excellency, just a question. Many Pakistanis would like to ask this question, that if you think that the security situation in Pakistan is improving, then don't you think that the name of Pakistan from the grey list of FATF should be removed?
Well, I think it's two different questions. Security, physical security when you're in a country, and FATF. Security, we dealt with this, so I explained to you why we think that security is much better now. FATF is another issue. It's a technical issue. There's a list of things that Pakistan is expected to do. Again, FATF, it's a purely technical exercise, and I'm quite confident that Pakistan exerting its best efforts to do things, then we will move forward. But, you know, countries that are also supposed to be safe countries are on FATF grey list. I mean, Tunisia until recently was on FATF grey list. Iceland is now on FATF grey list.
Iceland?
So, I mean, you can see that it's a purely technical thing.
So very, very interesting example that Iceland is on the grey list. So can you say something on the FATF grey list? Well,
again, I agree with what Mark said. It's a technical issue, but there is a list of requirements that is being addressed by the Pakistani government. And I would say, even if I'm not privy to the details, I mean, we know as we speak, I mean, there are ongoing discussions in Beijing, and there will be a plenary in February in Paris. My sense is, yes, Pakistan has even made on that technical score some progress over the last couple of months. I have seen, I would say, a greater commitment by the government, and that showed. Whether that is, or whether this progress is sufficient to convince the FATF plenary remains to be seen. I think in any event, I think it's imperative, because that is one of the main, I would say, the main planks of the FATF agenda. It's imperative not only in the FATF context, but also with regard to political issues, that, and to the laudable claim of the Pakistani government to be a force for the good in the region, to consistently fight groups that engage in cross-border terrorism. And that is an ongoing struggle, and there is, as I think, some way to go.
So we will take a short break here.